Do you know how our perception of time can be manipulated? Think about it. The way we perceive time is quite subjective. For some, an hour can feel like a fleeting moment, while for others, it may drag on endlessly. Fascinatingly, our perception of time is not fixed. It's malleable, it can be stretched, squeezed, and ultimately manipulated. This brings us to an intriguing concept. Can we manipulate time perception through visual storytelling? Can we make the slow appear fast, the static seem dynamic? Imagine being able to see a flower bloom in seconds rather than hours, a skyscraper rise in minutes rather than months. Could there be a tool powerful enough to bend our perception of time in such a way? Now hold that thought. Picture a world where you can compress hours, days, even months into mere minutes. Sounds like a dream, doesn't it? Welcome to the world of time-lapse photography. Time-lapse is an ingenious technique that manipulates your perception of time. A fascinating blend of science and art, time-lapse photography is all about capturing a series of images at a specified interval, giving the illusion of time moving faster than it actually does. It's like taking a slow dance with reality, where each frame is a step and the final product is a beautiful, accelerated waltz of time. Imagine a bustling city intersection, where cars and people move like lightning, or a blooming flower that unfolds its petals in a matter of seconds. These instances, which usually take hours, days, or even months, are condensed into a few mesmerizing moments. That's the power of time-lapse photography. There are various types of time-lapse techniques, each with its own unique characteristics. Let's delve a bit deeper into three of the most common ones: event-based, interval-based, and continuous time-lapse. Event-based time-lapse photography is driven by the occurrence of certain events. It's perfect for capturing processes that don't have a defined time frame, like the construction of a building. The camera captures images based on the progression of the event, rather than a set time interval. Interval-based time-lapse, on the other hand, is all about consistency. The camera captures an image at regular intervals, regardless of the action in the frame. This technique is ideal for showcasing gradual changes like the shifting colors of a sunset, or the growth of a plant. And then there's continuous time-lapse. In this method, the camera is constantly recording, similar to a video. The difference lies in the post-production process, where the footage is sped up to create that characteristic time-lapse effect. Now, how can you create your own time-lapse masterpiece? Let's break it down into manageable steps. First, we start with the planning stage. This is where you scout for the perfect location to capture your time-lapse. It's like being a detective, looking for the right place where the movement and changes are visually appealing. Next, we move to the equipment. A sturdy tripod is your best friend here. It's the anchor that holds your camera steady, ensuring that your frames are consistent, and of course, you need a camera. While a DSLR is a popular choice, don't be disheartened if you don't have one. Even a smartphone with a good camera can work wonders. Now, on to setting up the equipment. Place your camera on the tripod and adjust it to frame your scene. Make sure it is well anchored and won't be disturbed by wind or passers-by. Once the setup is done, it's time to decide on the time interval. This is the gap between each shot. A smaller gap like 1 second can capture fast changes like a busy intersection, while a longer gap like 30 seconds can capture slower changes like the movement of clouds. It's all about the pace of the scene you're capturing. Finally, we reach the processing stage. After you've captured all the images, you'll need to stitch them together into a video. There are numerous software options out there, some even free, that can help you with this. Import your images, adjust the frame rate, add some music or effects if you like, and there you have it. And voila, you have your own slice of time sped up for the world to see. Every second in your time-lapse represents minutes, hours, or even days in real life, and that's the beauty of it. It's your own little time machine, showcasing the dance of time in a way that's uniquely yours. So, what are the key points to remember about time-lapse? First and foremost, time-lapse is a fascinating technique that uses the magic of photography to toy with our perception of time. By capturing images at a much slower pace than our eyes can perceive, and then playing them back at a normal speed, we can view hours, days, or even weeks of events in just a few minutes. It's like being given the power to fast forward through time, a power that makes us feel like time travelers on a visual journey. There are different types of time-lapse to experiment with. There's the classic time-lapse, where a stationary camera captures a fixed scene over time. Think about a sunset melting into the horizon or a bustling cityscape transforming from day to night. Then we have the hyperlapse, a more dynamic version where the camera itself moves during the shooting. This can create a sense of journey or progression, like a walk through a busy street or a road trip across the country. Creating a time-lapse involves a process that is as much an art as it is a science. It begins with planning your shoot, considering factors like location, subject, and lighting. Then there's the process of setting up your equipment, choosing the right interval between shots and patiently capturing each frame. Finally, the post-production stage is where all the magic comes together, turning hundreds or thousands of individual images into a seamless, flowing video. But perhaps the most significant aspect of time-lapse is its storytelling power. Time-lapse can breathe life into static scenes, unveil hidden patterns, and highlight the beauty of change and progression. It allows us to see the world in a way our eyes cannot naturally perceive, making the invisible visible and the mundane fascinating. Time-lapse photography is a powerful tool that allows us to experience time in a whole new way. So go out there and start bending time to your will.